All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to follow Neil's journey into the super weird, kind of magical world of Portland. And listen, this is way more than just a city tour. We're talking about a place where every single landmark holds a secret. So, you ready? Let's do this.
And right off the bat, you just get this incredible vibe from the source material. It describes Portland as this place where the air literally smells like rain and voodoo sugar. I mean, come on. And that motto, keep weird, it's not just a bumper sticker here. It's a real, tangible, magical frequency that just pulls you into its orbit.
Okay, so here's the game plan for today. We're going to kick things off by getting to know the Rose City. Then, we'll shadow Neil as he tackles a labyrinth of ink, a thorny garden trial, and even a super sweet haunting. And it all builds up to him assembling a totally new Portland trio.
All right, first things first, let's get our bearings and really dig into what makes Portland, well, Portland. Because it's way more than just a spot on a map. This place has its own unique magical signature.
So, this whole magical frequency thing, it's the key to everything. Think of it like a giant beacon, calling out to very specific kinds of Pokemon. You've got all the lush greenery, right? Perfect for grass types. Then there's this incredible depth of knowledge and lore in the city, which is like a magnet for psychic types. And of course, that weird energy, it's basically a welcome mat for ghost types. It all just fits. So yeah, this chart gives you the quick and dirty breakdown of the region. But honestly, my favorite detail is that little piece of folklore. The idea that the cobblestones are made of forgotten Pokeballs, that's just amazing. It tells you everything you need to know about how deep the history runs here, and it perfectly sets the stage for what we're about to see. Okay, time for our first major stop. Neil heads to Powell's Books, which is, it's a legendary spot. And this isn't going to be some simple battle. No, this is a trial of wits, of intelligence. It's a great reminder that being a top trainer isn't just about who has the strongest attack. It's about being smart.
And let me tell you, Powell's is not your neighborhood bookstore. The source calls it a living archive that takes up a whole city block. Just try to picture that for a second. A place so packed with stories that the stories themselves start to come alive.
So, that begs the question, right? If you have a library this huge, this magical, what kind of creature would actually live there? What kind of Pokemon would evolve to call an ancient hall of stories its home?
Well, say hello to Pagitome, the archive Pokemon. And look at this design. It's absolutely perfect. A living, breathing, ancient book with ink-stained wings. It's a Psychic/Ghost type, which is just this beautiful mix of raw intellect and spooky spectral energy. You couldn't design a better Pokemon for Pals if you tried.
Okay, so how does this thing even fight? It's so cool. It doesn't just hit you. It uses attacks called wordplay that can literally scramble your Pokemon's moveset. How do you even plan for that? And as if that wasn't enough, the source throws in this amazing little detail. It knows the entire plot of the Goblet of Fire. This is a legit literary Pokemon.
And hey, that little reference wasn't just a throwaway. The source makes that connection crystal clear. This quote just drops you right in the Neil's shoes. You can immediately feel that sense of awe and, yeah, a little bit of danger. That restricted section vibe, where you know you're surrounded by some serious, powerful knowledge.
So, how in the world did Neil pull this off? Well, this trainer note lays it out like a puzzle. He didn't just brute force it, he outsmarted it. He used chess-like logic to get through the library, and then he challenged it to a silent game of video game trivia. He basically proved that he was a lore keeper too, earning its respect. It's such a brilliant strategy, and it really shows that a great trainer has to be just as sharp mentally as they are in battle.
Okay, we've seen a trial of wits. Now we're shifting gears to a trial of pure technical skill. This is the next piece of the puzzle for what makes a truly well-rounded trainer. Neil is heading to the International Rose Test Garden, a gorgeous place, but one that's going to demand some serious precision.
And this is what he finds there. Meet Rosarian, the secret gardener. It's a grass/fairy type, and it just looks so noble, like a little knight with armor made from actual hardened petals and thorns. The local folklore even says they're the protectors of the garden, which, just look at it. It makes perfect sense. I love this comparison because it's the perfect way to get what Rosarian's defense is all about. It's not just some static wall. The source says its thorn shield is like a soccer goalie making a perfect save. It's all about agility, timing, and pinpoint precision. So yeah, just chucking a Pokeball straight on is not going to cut it.
So if the defense is like a goalie, how do you score? Neil sticks with the soccer analogy. He watches its movements, sees the pattern, and instead of going for a power shot, he goes for finesse. He uses a curveball throw, bending it right around the shield, just like a perfect corner kick, all technique. It's an awesome example of how pure skill can find a way past even the most solid defense.
Okay, so we've covered wits and we've covered skill. Now it's time for the final test of a trainer's arsenal, stealth. And where else would we go for this but the absolute heart of Portland's weirdness, Voodoo Donut.
And there it is, just hovering by the neon sign. Voodoo, the pink occult. It's a ghost/fairy type that looks exactly like a floating pink glazed donut with a spooky little face. And get this, its sprinkles are actually sensory spores. Oh, and the legend? The legend says that if it likes you, your road trip snacks will never go stale. Okay, I need one, right now.
Catching this thing, though, was a whole different ballgame. You couldn't just walk up to it. The source uses another great analogy here, comparing Neil's approach to Sonic the Hedgehog. He had to be super fast but also super quiet to close the distance without scaring off this incredibly skittish Pokémon.
So here's the final strategy breakdown. The two big keys were silence and bacon. Yep, he used a piece of maple bacon, which is apparently its favorite snack, to lure it closer. Then he seals the deal with a special pink box Pokeball. I mean, the theming is just perfect. Such a clever way to wrap up this hunt. So there you have it. Neil passed a trial of wits, a trial of skill, and a trial of stealth. He's proven just how versatile a trainer he is, and in the process, he's put together this awesome new team, the Portland Trio. Let's just do a quick run-through of his new allies.
First up, Pagitome, the walking flying library. It's a psychic/ghost type. Its ability is paper cut, and that fun fact is just wow. It can memorize any book just by sleeping on it. The amount of knowledge in that thing must be incredible.
Then we've got Rosarian, the noble knight of the garden, a grass/fairy type that's a total defensive beast with its thorn shield ability. And I love that its backstory is tied into that whole secret gardener's folklore. It gives it so much depth.
And rounding out the trio, Voodoo, the sweet but spooky donut. It's a ghost/fairy type, its sensory spores keep it super alert, and its legendary power is keeping your snacks fresh forever, which is hands down one of the greatest abilities a Pokémon could possibly have.
And that brings our trip to Portland to a close. You know, Neil isn't just leaving with 3 new Pokémon, he's leaving with a team that is the perfect reflection of the city itself, and a reflection of what it takes to be a great trainer. You've got Pagitome for lore and brains, Rosarian for nobility and skill, and Voodoo for that pure, wonderful weirdness that you just have to adapt to. It all comes together so perfectly. And it really makes you wonder, with a team this awesome and this unique, what on earth is Neil going to find next?